JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now on to the news. Energy Minister demands explanation for spike in JPS bills. Energy Minister Darrell Vaz says he is disturbed by complaints from Jamaica Public Service customers about an unusual and major spike in their latest electricity bills. In a media release Sunday evening, Vaz said he will formally write to the leadership of the Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, on Monday, insisting on an investigation into multiple complaints about the issue. The Energy Minister also demanded an explanation from the JPS for the spike.
Between Friday and today, I've been literally bombarded with messages and phone calls complaining about the recent billing cycle of the JPS. In essence, people are very upset that they have not had light for a significant period, and in some cases, their light bills are showing 100% increase in the usage. I intend to write to the OUR and JPS asking for an immediate investigation because this is not new. This has been a repeated complaint by customers of the JPS for many, many years. But now that there has been an interruption for an extended period in the power supply, people can actually judge and see exactly what is taking place with their bill. I am hoping that JPS can come with a good explanation to explain their way out of this. But as they say, out of adversity comes opportunity. And I can tell you, this is an opportunity to make sure that we do a proper investigation into the billing cycle of JPS because there are glaring discrepancies in these bills. I know of one situation where a community center in St. Elizabeth was completely destroyed. The billing cycle shows that they had power 2 days before burial was the start of the billing cycle, and they have not had power since. And they have a bill for 71,000 Jamaican dollars, which is absolutely impossible. So that one I can speak to without fear of contradiction. And I'm hoping that the new president of the JPS will deal with this matter.
Almanown Primary School principal has died. Principal of Almanown Primary St. Andrew Latoya Clark has died. She died on August 10 after a brief illness. Tributes and condolences have been poured in from the education sector, the Hampton Girls Association, the Optimist International Caribbean District, the Michael University College, which was a part-time lecturer, her Almanown Primary School family and friends. Clark, who was pursuing her Doctor of Philosophy degree in education at the William Howard Taft University in Denver, Colorado, USA, has been hailed as a consummate professional and a transformative principal. She was an optimist at heart, who was very passionate about education and had a zest for life. In her memory, a candlelight vigil will be held on the school grounds of the Almanown Primary School on Monday at 6 p.m. The celebration for her life will be held on September 7, 2024 in Kingston at a church to be announced, and interment follows on the same day at Mountainside in St. Elizabeth. Alleged home invader shot and killed by off-duty policeman in Manchester. An alleged intruder was fatally shot after he and another man invaded a policeman's yard in New Acres Drive in Mandeville on Sunday. The deceased has been identified as Upton Bryan, 41, a resident and labourer of Somerset District in Manchester. A police report said about 12 a.m. the policeman was at home when he heard his dog barking continuously and went to make checks. The police said the cop then reported seeing two men, one of whom pointed a gun at him. Police said the cop, in fear for his life, discharged one round from his service pistol in the direction of the men. Bryan sustained a gunshot wound to the neck and was pronounced dead at hospital. The matter has been reported to the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM. Man shot and killed in alleged confrontation with police in Ferry. A St. Catherine man was shot and killed during an alleged confrontation with police on Sunday in Ferry, St. Andrew, and two illegal guns with 12 rounds of ammunition seized. The deceased has been identified as Omario Thompson, a 29-year-old unemployed man from Old Harbour, and pointed addresses in St. Catherine. About 3:30 p.m., a police team was on duty in Ferry District when members were reportedly confronted by Thompson, who engaged them in a shootout. When the shooting subsided, Thompson was injured. He later died. The police say he had a Beretta pistol and a 6-Sawyer 9mm pistol fixed with a magazine containing 12 rounds of ammunition in his possession. The Independent Commission of Investigations has launched a probe into the matter. Fireman's family and friends in disbelief after stabbing death in the U.S. Family members and friends of firefighter Shamir Mary were looking forward to his return on Wednesday, and the last thing they would have expected to hear was that he was killed in a stabbing incident, as they knew him to be a peacemaker. The 33-year-old resident of Rum Lane in Kingston, who recently went overseas on vacation leave, was reportedly killed during an incident with another Jamaican at a company in Gaylord, Michigan, where they were both temporary workers. Both men were reportedly found with severe lacerations and punctured wounds and were transported to the hospital, where Mary died, while the other man underwent emergency surgery. Mary's sister, Shaquina Mattox, who was in tears yesterday, said her brother's death has left the family in shock and grief. Everybody's in disbelief, like him shouldn't dead so, the way him dead. Him no mix up. So if he dead by a knife, me never imagine that me no know. My brother jovial, always a smile, humble, progressive, she said, sniffling. Him love him family, him love him two kids them. Maddox emphasized that her brother was not a troublemaker, a fact that made his death all the more shocking to everyone. My brother is all about parties, fashion, him family, him work, football. My brother not trouble people. He's a peacemaker, him no do conflict. Everybody can attest to that, she added. Asked how she was coping with his death, Mattox said, I am not doing well. Me and my brother are really close. We grew up together. I can't eat and I can't sleep. Me have a baby and I can't function. Every minute me look on a picture with him, me gone in a tears that me just numb. She said her mother, for whom her brother was the eldest and the second of two boys, is also not doing well and constantly breaks down in tears. Noting that her brother has two children, a 1-year-old and an 11-year-old son, she explained that the older child is really hurting. He cries and said the pain is more on the inside, Mattox said of her nephew. According to the grieving sister, her brother was looking forward to enjoying the rest of the summer with his children and upgrading his car on his return. At the Trenchtown fire station, where Mary worked, the atmosphere was sorrowful, as co-workers spoke of him and how his death had affected them. They all chorused that he was one of the humblest persons they knew and that he was very quiet and reserved. One of his close friends, Ramon Brevet, said he was home on Saturday having connectivity issues when he checked his phone and saw 15 missed calls and was informed about the devastating news when he returned one of the calls. Me hung up same time to it shocked me, he said, while describing his colleague as an elite fireman who loved his job. He recalled with a smile one of his last conversations with Mary while he too was on leave. In the conversation, which was a 3-way call with another colleague who was also on leave, Mary had said, if we don't come back, the brigade in a shambles. Mary's best friend, Kamaria Morgan, who called him her brother, appeared very emotional and had to sit during an interview. Yesterday when me hear me bawl and when me go on me want sleep and can't sleep, he said. In the meantime, Maddox said the family is anxious to know what exactly transpired, as they don't know the details except for what was in the media. What I want to know, because I work him go up to work, I would never hear of him being in anything, she said. 5 charged for historic drug seizure in Avondale, St. Andrew. Head of the Jamaica Constabulary Force Crime and Security Portfolio, Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey, has announced that charges have been laid against 5 men who were arrested in connection to a recent historic seizure of cocaine in Avondale, St. Andrew.
On Tuesday, August 6, 2024, members of the Firearm and Narcotics Investigation Division within CTOC executed a raid at 2 Riverside Drive, Avondale, Kingston 19, which resulted in the seizure of a large quantity of cocaine and the arrest of 5 male Jamaican nationals. The persons arrested are all from Kingston addresses. Those arrested are 57-year-old Clive Roy Davis, 58-year-old Colin Ricketts, 51-year-old George Sterling, 42-year-old Clayton Peart, and 72-year-old Juna Aldane. During the operation, a Toyota IAS vehicle and a 2-story concrete dwelling were searched, where the police discovered several knitted bags containing packages with a white powdery substance suspected to be cocaine. The substance weighed 2,526 kilograms, or just over 5,569 pounds, and has an estimated street value of just over $75 million US. The accused, who have been interviewed in the presence of their lawyers, remain in police custody after they were charged on Friday, August 16, 2024, for possession of cocaine, dealing in cocaine, trafficking in cocaine, and conspiracy. The court dates are still being finalized. This seizure represents the largest on record in Jamaica's history. The Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division, along with its local, regional, and international partners, are continuing investigation into this matter and are actively pursuing other leads to further dismantle other criminal networks. The Firearms and Narcotics Investigation Division continues to make significant impact on illicit firearms and drug trafficking. Since the start of 2024, the division's interdiction efforts have resulted in the seizure of 86 illegal firearms, 1,154 rounds of ammunition, 20,074 kilograms of ganja, approximately 67 kilograms of cocaine, with an estimated street value of just over $2 million US. This figure does not include the most recent cocaine bust. Meanwhile, we would like to note the fact that significant gains are being made in terms of the arrest of persons for drug offenses. A total of 168 individuals have been arrested since the beginning of 2024. This includes 147 Jamaicans, 8 Americans, 5 British, 2 Hungarians, 1 Dutch, 1 Argentinian, 1 French, 1 Asian, 1 Canadian, 1 Nicaraguan. The Jamaica Constabulary Force will continue to pursue individuals and syndicates engaging in the illicit firearms and narcotics trade and posing the greatest threat to the Jamaican states, having regards to the nexus between drug trafficking, firearms trafficking, and violence.
JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.